This is Bayou Bill, and you're sitting with Sit Down Marks Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Come on in. Sit down. Episode number 138 of the Sit Down Marks Podcast. It's your boy, DB. And, I like to talk to these up-and-coming, hungry, professional, independent wrestlers, man. And boy, do I have one for you today, man. I've gotten to know this guy over the last couple of years, being involved with ZOWA Live. And seeing him, really busting his tail out there on the road and trying to make a name for himself in the independent professional wrestling world. So I want to thank everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook right now. And I want to thank everybody if you're listening afterwards on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those podcast platforms. And I want to thank everybody listening on SportsWire Radio. We appreciate it. So today, guys, for you, in the Sit Down Mark studio, if you will. My man, it's been a pleasure to finally get him over on this podcast, man. And so we're going to get to know the man that is Bayou Bill. Everybody, welcome to the podcast. Good old Bayou finally made it here. How you doing there, brother?
Hey, thanks, DB. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate the invite, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You deserve it, man. You're out there busting your tail, and so it's and you got some matches under your belt now that we can talk about here in a little while, and you're really on the grind out there. So let's teach the world about who Bayou Bill is, man. So thanks for taking the time tonight, brother. So tell me about you, Bill. We'll just call you Bill here. So, where you from, man? Where you originally from, man? Where did the roots start out?
My roots actually started way out in Louisiana on the bayous, but I ended up out here. My dad's an old man. He's a car mechanic. He's out here up in the Midwest. So I found my way up here by my old man, and that's where I'm at now, man. I'm out here having a good time.
Heck yeah. So the old man drifted up from Louisiana and settled in the Midwest, and here you are, and you're kind of you're living in the Midwest, but kind of living out your dad's roots here a little bit with being Bayou Bill as an independent professional wrestler. So does he give you some good notes on how to be really Cajun, I guess, down in the deep bayou. So I'm sure you guys are having some fun with that, right?
Oh yeah, my dad's taught me everything about the bayou. He taught me cooking since I was young, man. We've been making Cajun rice since I was a baby, so you know what's up.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, did Dad watch wrestling when you were young? Is that how you guys?
Oh yeah, man. I think it was more me that made him watch it. He watched it every time it was on. Mondays and Fridays were my day. You know what I mean?
Right. Now he can watch you wrestle on the internet right now on his own TV. That's got to be pretty cool for him, I bet, right?
Oh yeah, man. He's ecstatic. He gets to come watch me live and gets to watch me on TV. It's pretty fun, man.
That's super dope, man. It's a cool story, man. I never knew that about you, so I'm going to learn a lot more today too, man. So I'm excited, man. So let's talk, Bill. So, where did it start for you, man? Did you see wrestling on TV? Like, how did you get your eyes on it for the first time?
Oh man, in the early '90s, I'd go watch WCW and WWF early in the years when back when DDP and the NWO and everything was alive. So that's what really got me into it was the war era. The Monday Night Wars, baby. That was
sure
where I grew up watching was all the Monday Night Wars, and that was something different.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's when everybody talks about that era, everybody knows, the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars, all that was going on. A lot of wrestlers have spawned from that area, and from that era, should I say? And have talked about how much they love that kind of wrestling during that time. So you're watching, during that, you just mentioned DDP, awesome. I love that, man. I'm a Southern guy. Like, I was WCW growing up, I was in North Carolina. So, who was catching your eye during that time? Like, who was you seeing going, man, that motherfucker's badass?
Definitely Diamond, man.
Yeah.
I was low budget back in the day watching WCW. You go to a show, you watch Monday Nitro and Thursday Thunder, so you're there for 6 hours of wrestling. It was something different back then.
It was, man.
It was fun.
It was. I don't know if I ever talked about this, but like during that time, I was a little bit older, got some age on me, so I would have I was roommates with some buddies, and we would have, we would watch, I think Nitro came on an hour earlier, I believe, 8, where I on the East Coast, and then Raw would come on at 9. And then when 9 came on, we would have like half of us would be watching in one room, half of us would be watching the other room, one would be watching Raw, and we were hollering back, "Oh, here comes Foley," and then everybody run in the room, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, here comes Stone Cold again. And everybody running, you know what I mean? Or vice versa, for it was a pretty big deal when Nash and Hall went over to WCW. So that's cool, man. I like the DDP reference. I've always liked him. Always loved when he finally got his shine, and getting the title. So
yeah, he's got to be the toughest guy in the building, man. It's the only guy I've seen wrestle twice in one night. So
right, yeah. He's definitely tough. So, was there any particular matches with DDP, or just kind of like the way he carried himself? Everybody loved going to
everything
Diamond,
about
right?
DDP. I liked everything about DDP, the charisma, everything, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, he was. He kind of had it all. He was cool, man. He had he had the women, hanging all over him, and the kind of the little bit of the diamond stud character in him. So, did you get to go to anything when you were young, like when they come to the Midwest or or maybe the Cajun Dome or something? Did you get to see any wrestling early?
That's where I got it from. I would watch Monday Nitro and Thursday Thunder in the same night. They'd come out and they'd film both shows the same night. And Diamond's the only one I've seen wrestle both nights.
Yeah.
So
nice. So you're watching wrestling early. Did you tell your dad or anybody like that, like, hey, that's what I want to do when I get older? Or
I got 3 younger sisters, and they seen me jump off everything when I was a kid. They knew I was gonna do something crazy. So
right, man, right. Was there like a lot of trips to the hospital, like that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah. Double broken. I broke my forearm in 2 places. Dislocated my knee. A couple fun injuries when I was a kid.
Right. Yeah. I did a lot of that too growing up, but like, I never did get hurt or anything. Like my injuries were like trying to ride a skateboard, basketball, like sports, that kind of stuff. But
you know, it's a funny thing. I actually played basketball in high school. I went to state twice. So
nice.
Yeah.
Did you go to like a small school, like 1A, 2A, or
Yeah, it was just a small school.
Nice, man. Heck yeah, man. I love ball. Outside of wrestling, like basketball's my thing. Yeah, man. I love it. So, so fast forward, we get a little older now, and you decide that you're gonna be a wrestler, right? What was the plan? And what made you decide you wanted to take on this life?
You know what's funny, man? I was sitting at one of the shows out here in the Midwest,
Mm-hmm.
and I did some stuff down south, but I wasn't certified out here in the Midwest, and I ran into Ryan Zishi and some guys over at Dreamwave Wrestling, and that's how I ended up running into Zishi and learning about his school. So that's what got me into really wanting to train out this way and get myself certified in the Midwest, so I come out here to wrestle where my dad's at. So
right. I mean, perfect, because Midwest obviously a hotbed for independent wrestling, especially if you want to train and make your name, right? So how did you get to ZOWA? Obviously, you met Ryan. Then what happened?
I ended up actually meeting Ryan through Dreamwave Wrestling. I was sitting at a Dreamwave Wrestling show watching it with a buddy, and then I was just, I was like, I got to talking to Brian and the guys there, and he said he had a school, and the rest is history, man.
Okay. So you go to ZOWA. Who are the enlighten me, like who are the first couple of people you meet when you get in training, and like who's like who else is in school with you, who's training you?
One of the first guys I met was Bailey Bright. He started there before me, a couple seasons before me, and when I moved in, he was just starting to be a veteran in the business, so he was ending up helping training the kids. I trained with Christian Rose and Judd the janitor. I trained some with Tyler Friedel over there.
Nice.
But I worked a lot with Bailey over the years with all the different classes of kids. So we all go help the kids every time they come in for a different class. So
sure. And for people listening, may not know who Bailey is Florida man now, just in case you didn't know, on the independent circuit. So, but yeah, Bailey's had a lot of kind of hands on everybody kind of in this area, especially anybody's coming through ZOWA. He's helped you out, a lot. So, he's kind of he's got an underdog little advisory role kind of, in this area. He's great. He's great. I like talking to him too. And you guys too coming up, can relate to him, you know what I mean? And so, all right, so we go in, right? And let's talk about day one, obviously. Did you take a bump at all day one, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay. How'd that feel?
It was different, it was different, but I went from jumping off rooftops doing backyard stuff to being able to bump inside, so it's not too bad.
Right. So, and then you go through training. How long did training take? Like, how long till they said, Bill, you graduated?
It's a good 3 months, of training, and if you don't go up to procedure or whatever, up to what the coach wants you to do, you're going to keep training. So
that's however long it takes to complete the course.
Yeah,
right.
So you complete the course basically.
Right. Yeah, because they're not going to graduate you until you're ready, because you're part of their name now. You know what I mean? So
and you're putting people's lives at risk out there, so you got to be trained the right way before you get in there. So
yeah, and that's what you want. That's what you want. You want that. So, all right. So you're taking these bumps. All right. So you wake up the next day after bumping the first day. Yeah.
Oh man.
How was that morning?
Bio freeze.
Did you get in a cold chamber or something like that?
Or shower,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, muscles feel sore the next day after the first day of bumping, you're sore, and then we do a pretty good regimen when you're starting training, so your body gets used to it,
Right. So, so you graduate, and so how long you been doing it now to this day?
Actually, after this winter, it'll be my 6th year, so I'll be in a couple months here. I'll be on my 6th year.
Nice. All right. So 6 years is wrestling. Before we get to Bayou gimmick, I know you did a couple little small things. I saw you once as maybe you were like in a bee costume or something.
Yeah.
Killer bees.
Yeah, I had a couple of mask gimmicks before I was allowed to have my own.
Right. Yep. So, that's awesome. I love it. So, but when you kind of really started
practice, you know what I mean? You got to do something.
Yeah, and you can mess up. Nobody really knows who you are. You can kayfabe back anyway. So
then I had a gimmick. Before I found the Bayou gimmick, I had a Bully Bill where I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really like the heel gimmick. I kind of like being a people's person. So
yeah.
That's where the Bayou Bill came
in. So it kind of seemed like when you really started, get your footing is when you and Matt Hatter had a tag team.
Yeah,
you guys, were pretty successful together, and then you guys had a real good run, and I think being in that tag team did wonders for both of you guys, because both of you guys got comfortable more comfortable after that, after being in that tag team together? You guys broke off. Matt's doing well as singles. You're doing well as singles. I think that went well. So let's talk about being in a tag team, man. Like, did that end up being more fun than you thought it would be? Like how did that?
Yeah,
How'd
dude.
you feel about that?
It was way more fun than I ever thought it was going to be. We ended up being 2-time tag team champs. I never thought we would end up being 2-time champs. We got opportunity after opportunity, and we got match after match, and we kept on putting out. So, eventually you're going to get the belt, but
Right.
now I want my own, and he wants his own. So,
yeah, y'all are going for the same belt here in a couple of weeks, and we'll
I gotta fight my buddy.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that. You guys are gonna be trading potatoes. So, all right. So we get to I meant to ask you this too. So, who was your first match as a single? Like, not under a hood, not as a killer bee, not in a tag team. Who's your first matches by yourself?
My first singles match was up against Judd the Janitor, actually.
Yeah. Which is great.
Judd laid it in on me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He didn't take it easy.
You must have back talked to him a little bit during training.
You got me back for training.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's cool. So how did it go? Was you nervous as shit?
Oh yeah, dude, you got to face your trainer, one of your trainers. You come out and debut against one of those guys, and you're like, man, you got to look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't want to mess up because they're going to know when you're going to mess up. They're going to tell you, but it's also good to critique you though. In that
go
way,
pay
right?
for it in training and practice.
Right. So you said Bully Bill didn't work. Now you're Bayou Bill. Why is Bayou Bill working for you? Is it because it's kind of more on the face side? The more you feel more like yourself?
I feel more like myself, and it's video game based. The character Bayou Bill comes from a video game from the year I was born.
Yeah.
And ZOWA Live is like a video based company, so that's I was like, man, I'm gonna introduce this character into this company that brought me onto the scene. So it's been working out for me, man.
Yeah, I'm not just giving you the rub because we're talking. I've told you this before. I still think you have one of the best shirts I've ever seen for a wrestler. Like I think that's the coolest shirt ever, man. Because I'm old enough to remember Bayou Bill. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's great. So so you've had some matches now, man. You rolled a good bit. Like what sticks out in your mind? Like what was your favorite one? Which
definitely that match against Fowler recently. That was one of my favorites for the heavyweight belt. That was
Let's stop right there and talk about that one, man. Because of course I was going to talk to you about that when I watched it again not long ago. That was definitely a step up match for you. So tell me about going into that match, the nerves, how you felt it was laid out, how you felt you guys executed it.
Man, I was nerves of steel going in there. Actually, I was like, "Oh man, I get a title shot against the champ. I'm gonna have to look 100% when I go out there." I was like, I can't look like crap,
Yeah.
I went out there and put everything I had against the champ, man, and we put on a good show. I'm thinking it was probably about 15-minute match. I don't even know. I got to go back and watch it back again, but man, the stuff we did in that match, he pushed me to the limit, and I appreciate it. Like I would definitely fight Fowler again. That was a good one.
It was good, man. Reminded me of like when Matt wrestled Christian not long ago. You know what I mean? You guys are kind of like there again, kind of parallel. You know what I mean? Careers a little bit. He's stepping up with Christian. You're stepping up, with Fowler. So you're getting, you got to, you know what I mean? That, elevate your game, and so, and that's awesome, and
it's a good move too. That's why the drifters split too. The drifters split up because we both want to move on a singles competition and we want to make a name for ourselves on top of making a name that we already did. So
yeah. So what's your favorite part about being a face? Like you were going up against heel Fowler, as the champ. Like, what's your favorite part? Just the crowd interaction?
Oh man, the new champ chants from the crowd. The crowd loves me, Dad. I don't know why
Yeah,
they love it so much, but this character, they love the
they
character.
do. They
So
do. They
I,
do.
I'm gonna live this life as long as I can, man. For these people,
Right.
when I open that curtain and I get crazy, it's for the people everywhere in the building. It ain't for the people in the front row. It's for the people in the back row sitting at the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I love it. I love it. I love the energy, man. Like, that's what I do at Dreamwave is, I try to bring energy to kick off the shows. And like, I love faces that just come out like just hot and popping, loving seeing the crowds love seeing them, and that's what you're doing, man, and, when you've given it to them, you're feeling that love back, kind of deal. So, yeah, so it's got to be fun. So, um, any other matches outside of Fowler, that kind of stick out in your mind?
Oh, the 6-man ladder match for the Fireweight title was awesome, man. That's another time where everybody was just going crazy. I think I took a full Nelson slam on the ladder from Zeke. That was just insane. So that was one of my favorites by far, the ladder match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you held the Fireweight title before?
Not yet,
But
not
you've been
yet.
challenging for
I've
it for
been
a
in
little while, huh?
I've been in the Fireweight competition for a while, and I've had a heavyweight championship match recently too. So
Nice. So, we know that, in the independent wrestling world, if you're trying to get booked somewhere, if you're trying to, make it somewhere, you show up, you're setting up rings, and and you're tearing down and hoping to get on the card. You're maybe doing it a couple times getting the card. You may be doing it one time. You may be doing it a lot of times. Maybe you never get on the card, but you're doing a little bit. You've done it a little bit different as ZOWA, man. You not only you like building and tearing down, like you're driving the trucks for the rings, you're getting them in and out of the spots. So your job is a little more important, there. And I would be remiss if I didn't, at least acknowledge your one of the hard work, if not the hard workingest guys out there. Not, I know I've said a lot about a lot of guys, but a lot of promoters would say that about you. And so, that to work that hard like you do, like I feel like guys like you like deserve it all. But just tell me, like, how did you get? I know you're pretty good with with your hands if you need to. You've been known to build a cage for a match, that kind of stuff before.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So how that all evolved with ZOWA, just kind of come organically.
Well, I'm a carpenter since I was 17. I straight out of high school, carpentry was my passion. I started building houses,
Mm-hmm.
and then my dad's a mechanic, so I've been in the shop since I was a baby. So it just comes as a passion to me, building something, and then watching the people enjoy it. It comes as a passion to me. It doesn't really bother me to go out there and put in the hard work because at the end of the day, somebody's got to make it happen.
Right. And hard work, in your normal life, if you're trying to be a wrestler, it goes hand in hand, with it right back in there. So, so I named this podcast Adventures in Wrestling because, I know you probably, you've been through a lot of adventures with, putting up and tearing down a ring can be a lot of adventure in a lot of different places and, where you can go and stuff. But you got any like anything, any kind of like little crazy story you can tell of trying to get a ring somewhere one time and, something crazy comes up, happens, or any like, or something crazy you can tell me you've seen?
Man, we just bought a new ring recently for ZOWA Live. All the people helped get it, and I went all the way to Ohio to pick up the ring. And I get caught in a blizzard in Indiana. I'm stuck in Indy in the middle of a blizzard, man. And I'm like, I get there, I'm like, well, I got to stop. It's a blizzard. I get the hotel room. My girl was with me, so we
Yeah.
end up staying at the hotel for the night. And then we get the ring, get back, and the match before my match is on. It was show day. By then we got back with the ring, and I had 10 minutes to get ready for my match. So I run back in the locker room and throw my gear on, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
Oh man! So you got back 10 minutes for your match. So a blizzard in Indiana, like those don't happen very often. So
Oh man, it was crazy.
you must have hit some sort of fucking like holy grail storm or something in Indiana, man. Dang.
It was bad, dude.
So yeah. So I was going to ask you that, man. Good segue. So you said you've been a carpenter. What's life outside the ring? Right now. What else? What else do you do outside of wrestling?
Right now, I'm actually working at Jack Link's. I do a lot of hanging the jerky that gets dried for the jerky plant. So
Oh, cool.
that's what I do on the side as my other job. So
I had no idea that stuff was going on up there.
yeah, I hang jerky.
So what are your other interests, man? I see behind you got looks like a Khalil Mack Bears jersey, and I think a Steelers JJ Watt jersey, I think. So how we getting? You're a Bears fan, right?
Yeah, have been for a long time, man. It's the oldest franchise in the NFL. You gotta love them. You know what I mean?
It is.
And I got so many Bears jerseys. That's just one of
them. Right. So you keep up with the Bears. Anything else? Any other sports you like?
I play some video games once in a while. I do some Fortnite with the kids. I got a lot of fans and kids that play, so I get down on that. And I got a lot of people that follow me through the video game world. Play some Call of Duty and all kinds of different stuff. I got a YouTube channel that I post video games on.
Nice. Plug it. What is it? What's the name of it?
Billy Guns I-420.
All right, there we go. Just like your Instagram handle, right?
Yep.
All right, so what's it like for you on a show day, man? So it's show day. Walk me through a day.
Oh, it's busy.
Bill. Yeah, I know
it's
it
busy.
is.
I'm the first one out, buddy. I go there, I pick up the trailer, I load everything up. First one at the building,
Okay, yeah. So
it's a busy day for Bayou.
When you wake up in the morning from show day all the way to the end, so what's it like? So you said you get into the building first and you start setting up the ring. Pick us up from there.
Yeah, I get up early, and get my shower in, get my day ready, get all my gear loaded up, and then I'll get out to Zeist and get the ring trailer and all the stuff that I need to get for the day. And I got a couple buddies that come meet me out there. A couple of the wrestlers and some of the ring crew will come out and help me out with it. But a couple guys have been helping out a lot lately. This Connor buddy, he's a young and up and comer. He's gonna hopefully be reffing soon. So,
nice.
He's been helping out a lot doing behind the scenes work. So shout out to Connor.
Nice, that's good. So you get the ring all set up. You find out, or you already know who you're working. And then you have your match show, and then what happens after the show?
After the show, I usually mingle with the people for a little bit because the crowd want their autographs and whatnot. But then I got to stay for teardown, and I drive the trailer back and put everything away by the end of the night. I think I probably don't get home till 1, 2 a.m. most of the time, sometimes later than that. But yeah, it's a lot of work when you got to put everything up, do all the extra stuff. But somebody's got to go the extra mile.
Sure. So you said 6 years now. So how is life as a wrestler so far, man? You loving it? How's the body holding up?
Man, I love it. You know what I mean? I've had a couple injuries over the years, but I wouldn't change a thing. I get out there and I feel alive every time I hit that curtain. As soon as my music hits, I'm alive. So I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, it's that adrenaline, man. So tell the people, what do you come out to? What's your
going on a bayou, baby? Clearwater revival.
Right, the only appropriate song for you to come out to, for sure.
Oh yeah, people get hyped before I even hype them up.
Right. So, what does Bayou Bill want to get out of wrestling, man? What do you want to? You want to, like you said, you honestly you want to do this forever?
Yeah, I want to do it for a long time. I'd like to get on TV a few times and be able to put my name out there further so more people get to see what I'm doing. But, I really like working this job. It's not anything hard to me. It's something that I love to do. So I wake up when it's a show day and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock. I want to get out before it's even time to go.
Right? You get antsy, yeah. Do you have any kind of like dream matches on the independents? Anybody
Yeah,
that's
there's a couple. There's a couple I would like. I would like to have Rose in a one-on-one. I haven't
okay.
done Rose in a one-on-one. I've had a couple matches where we've met it in the ring, but we haven't had a match against each other yet.
Sure.
And that Fowler match was a banger, man. And that's the first time I wrestled him. I would love to wrestle Fowler one more time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, second time you have less nerves, a little more to know what's coming and that kind of stuff. So, is there anybody that you're, watching on TV that you're, kind of taking some, some notions from, like a Moxley or
Actually,
or a Kevin
I
Owens?
use a little bit of Samoa Joe and AJ Styles in
There you
my
go.
arsenal. And
Okay.
then I use some Sheamus and Cesaro. Yeah, a little mix of all kinds of different stuff. So
Right.
Claudio Castellano, what he is now in AEW or whatever it is.
Castagnoli. Yeah. It is a tough one to say, man. So you said you obviously love, the being the baby face part of this. So, mostly, nobody's usually a baby face forever unless you're John Cena. So,
Right.
let's just say, it's time for Bill to turn,
Hey, man, if time comes, it comes, man. Eventually, I'm going to get my own title.
Sure. And it might be having to do something dirty to finally get
If
that
I got to
title.
switch sides to get the singles competition, get that singles belt, things happen. But
Yeah. So
I like being the face. I like winning the right way. I like winning the right way.
I respect that, man. I respect that. So where all have you worked so far? I know ZOWA. You worked at some CSW shows, right?
Yeah, I've done homegrown wrestling. I've done CSW. I've done Northland Pro Wrestling, Powerhouse Extreme, Adrenaline Wrestling. I've done some work with Iron Spirit Pro and Dreamwave. I've done some side work with them as security and helped them with setup and teardown and stuff. So
Yeah.
I've been all over, man.
Nice. Anywhere you want to go to?
Yeah, I would like to wrestle on CSW more on the main page. I've been on the main card a couple times, but I'd like to get on the main card a little more. And I wouldn't mind going to AAW.
Sure. Yeah.
Obviously, Dreamwave's on the list too. I got to get up on there.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. All right, so a couple quick shot questions for you, man, before we get to talk about this card here pretty soon. So, what's your favorite road snack? Like, what's your go-to on the road when you stop and grab something at the Loves or the whatever?
Honestly, man, them Lifesaver gummies. Been doing the Lifesaver gummies. Yep. Grab a pack of those while you're driving, and helps keep you awake. And
sure,
not the best snack, but better than a gas station hot dog.
Right. But most of the time when we're driving, though, we're usually going for that. And so I'm going to ask you, too, like, what's the go-to drink, soda, energy drink we like?
I do the Prime. I've been doing the Prime, man. Ice Pop. That's the go-to for me lately. Logan Paul's amazing, too. I've been watching that dude's work. He keeps getting better, so.
What's your favorite kind of music?
I listen to a lot of rock and a little bit of R&B.
Who's your favorite band?
Country. A lot of country music lately. I've been digging Morgan Wallen lately. I don't know what's up with that guy, but favorite band is probably Disturbed. I dig Disturbed.
Nice. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time is Demolition Man.
Really? All right. Yeah, I can dig that. I remember that, of course, right? So what's your dream match, dead or alive? Anybody? I'll give you two.
Dream match, dead or alive.
Like if you could mix it up with anybody.
Undertaker or Bray Wyatt?
I kind of felt like Undertaker's probably going to be in year one.
The Undertaker's always been my favorite, by far.
Yeah. I think I remember you talking about that one day. All right. So what's the plans in 2025 for Bayou Bill, man?
Hopefully get my own championship right by then, man. 25 is getting close, though. I only got a couple months left.
Yeah,
So,
right. Yeah.
Got a couple weeks before we see what happens, right?
Yeah. There's still time. So, all right, man. So let's talk about this big match you got coming up here in just a couple weeks, man. Just to let everybody know what's going on. So, Saturday, November 16th, man, 6:00 Central Time. Parties on Pope is the venue in Nelson, Illinois. I think it's $12 general admission or $22 general admission. $12 general admission, $20 reserved. I'm trying to read all the poster right in front of me, still can't read it right. So ZOWA Live, man, the big show here, ZOWAFEST 5. Tons of big matches. They're going to lead off with a steel cage tag team match for the tag team titles. It's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Super Buds are going to be taking on Pregel and Havens, and man, to start off the card like that, it's going to be sick, man. It's going to be sick. I'm looking forward to this one. So, Bayou, I'm sure you're probably going to have some sort of hand in putting this cage together. So, you probably going to need to reinforce this one. This one's going to hit hard.
It's going to need some backup. And there's going to be a lot of meat in that ring.
And they want to go after each other. Super Buds want the tag titles. I mean, you know what it's like to be hungry and go after these tag titles, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, that right there is enough to buy a ticket. But to not only that, man, also the 30-minute Iron Man match, a guy that you've tussled up with, Fowler, the current ZOWA Live champion. And I think he's the longest reigning ever. Yeah, so a 30-minute Iron Man match versus Christian Rose. Two of the Christian, obviously, the stalwart, like a big veteran in this scene. Anybody knows anything about Midwest wrestling knows about Christian. Fowler's really been coming on here in the last few years. He's getting some work in Dreamwave. He's a champion for a lot of other places, and this seems a little bit like a little bit of a not a a territory hold, but this is two guys that are prominent in this area. Well, talk about this match to me, Bayou, man. This Christian and Fowler match, 30
going to be a hard
match is going to be nuts, man. Talk to me about it.
It's going to be a hard hitter, man. Christian's one of the hardest hitters I know out there, and Fowler, he goes hard. He goes harder and faster than half the guys out there full time. Like, that guy doesn't stop, So this match is going to be insane. Those guys have so much energy that this is going to be crazy. They're going to burn the roof down, and it's not even the main event.
Right. Yeah, man, it's going to be nuts. So, I mean, that big match, there's a couple of the awesome matches, man. But let's talk about yours, man, because this, I imagine are you pretty familiar in this 4-way match? Just to let everybody know, I should say it first before we start talking about it. So it's a 4-way match for the ZOWA Live Fireweight title. It is Matt Hatter versus you versus Cody Kaiser, who is the champion, versus Gambit. Are you familiar with Gambit that much? Have you locked up with him at all?
Actually, I've tagged with Gambit a couple times. He's actually not that bad of a guy. He's got a good base to him, and he knows how to throw it. So I think that's gonna be the wild card in this match. That's the new guy we're gonna have to look out for. So
yeah, and you're very familiar with Matt Hatter, obviously. Cody, he's I think he's just got a couple title defenses under his belt. He's still pretty new as the Fireweight champion. But tell me, man, what do you got to do to win this thing? What do I got to do to see you take home this title on November 16th?
I just got to put all friends aside at this point. I want to be champion. I love Matt, but we've been champ together twice, and it's one of our time to shine. So, I'm going to have to put aside that we were tag team champs, and I'm going to have to fight my buddy. So.
Yeah, man. And you gotta watch Cody too, man. He's always got like a trick up his sleeve or something. He's always kind of thinking a little
I've
forward.
already had a rivalry with Cody on and off here for a little while now, so we're gonna see what happens in this match. He's probably gonna be selling my Save the Gator pins out there like he was at the last time we fought. So we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. So
I don't kill him. I just wrestle him, man. What the heck?
Right. Yeah. You just want to tussle, roll around with him a little bit. So, man, yeah, this is a big card, man. Super cool poster. November 16th, Saturday night. ZOWA Live. I think you can get tickets at zowalive.eventbrite.com, or you can come show up that night. And it's going to be packed, man. The podcast. I'm going to be there. We've announced on social media, I'm giving away to the first 100 fans in the door that night. I'm giving away a gift bag courtesy of the Sit Down Mars podcast. So another reason to show up that night, and another reason, is kind of cool. Right after the show at Parties on Pope, there's going to be stand-up comedy and karaoke. So there's come see some wrestling.
There's food and drinks. There's drinks for the family. So bring your friends, bring your family.
Big cool place, man. Big cool place. So make sure you guys come and check us out. It's gonna be an awesome show that night. And with any luck, you'll be able to take some pictures with Bayou, maybe with the new Fireweight title. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be out there signing autographs either way.
Right, yeah. Either way, he's still going to be out there smiling and getting pictures and stuff with you folks. So, if not Saturday, eventually, but we'll hope for Saturday. So, Bayou, man, let's talk about your support system. Is everybody that around you, your dad, you talked about your girlfriend before, are they all cool with you being a wrestler? Sometimes is everybody pretty supportive?
Everybody's really supportive of my dreams and my journey. You know what I mean? Dad comes to shows even though he's not a big wrestling fan, and all my family shows up. My girlfriend actually cuts my hair for shows, so that helps out a lot.
Nice,
saves a few bucks.
Yeah, man.
She gets me looking good and gets me ready for show day. So, and she supports everything I do. I love Kathy. She's a good girl. She's been taking care of me for a while now.
That's good, man. That's good. So, your social media, man, plug them there real quick. I know it's Billy Gunsy 420 on Instagram. Anything else you got?
Billy Guns I420 on Instagram and on YouTube. I got you can send me a friend request on PlayStation. You guys want to get down a video game? You guys send me anything, man. I'm down to talk. If people needed somebody to talk to, I'm a cool dude, man. So.
Well, Bayou, man, it was finally good to get you on the podcast, dude. It was finally good to get to talk to you here, man. And I admire your work ethic, man. I love it. You're always whooping ass, and I always like to point you out as people are always kind of like what can I do to to get on the card, to get on the card. And if you're there, I point at you and I go, you got to work as hard as that guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And go ask him what man. Yes, much deserved. And like I said, promoters that are saying it, I'm just repeating it. I've seen it with my own eyes. You know what I mean? So, I really appreciate it, man. You're a good part of what independent wrestling should be. You're doing things the right way, and you're really grinding it out. So, and just I wish you much success, and I hope that that I'll be able to see a lot of this success, and just really happy for you, and much continued success, I would say. So, Bayou, man, anything else you want to go? Anybody you want to shout out? Any of that kind of stuff? You want to tell Cody you're going to kick his ass on the 16th?
Yeah, hey, Cody Kaiser, you better be ready, man. I'm coming for that belt. I told you once, I told you twice, I'm coming for it. It doesn't matter who's in the way. It doesn't matter if Hatter's there. It doesn't matter if Gambit's there. I'm coming for you.
There you go. Is the words from Bayou Bill. Brother, good to see you, man. I appreciate it. I will see you on the 16th, and appreciate you taking the time to stop and talk to us today, man. It was good to get to the
Hey,
talk to you a
DB,
little
I
bit.
appreciate you, man. Thanks. Hey, thanks for having me on the podcast. You guys have a good night. Peace out. Much love. See you guys the 16th.
All right. For Bayou Bill, I am the Dirty Bird. And yes, we'll see you at ZOWAFEST on Saturday, November 16th. Parties on Pope, Nelson, Illinois. Make the plans. Come on down. Be there. Come hungry. Come hang out. Karaoke, comedy afterwards. You get to see me while we're there. You get to see Bayou. Free gifts. Come on out. And so we'll see you guys there. Thank you, guys. I am the Dirty Bird. He is Bayou Bill. And we are Top Guys. And we are out.